Good afternoon, Eagles. How are we doing this afternoon? Are we learning a lot? Wow. This weekend is just amazing, and really we are being prepared for greater things. I'm so privileged to stand with the diamonds on the stage with me, and we are going to talk about a very powerful topic, which is time management and money management and action plans. Because I'm sure once we get this, it will make such a huge differences in our businesses. I think both of them have spoken before, so I don't think we need to introduce ourselves at this time. We can just dive in and speak. I want us to start with time management and just get a tip from both of you about time management and how can we manage our times better. Start with you, Alice.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. I believe you enjoyed the lunch, but please don't sleep. Okay. Yeah, time management, it's a very important topic, not only for the business. Why am I getting...
You get the feedback.
Okay. Not only in terms of building the business, but in everything that we do in life. I think you will agree with me. And if you don't learn how to manage your time, you end up wasting your time. So it's very, very important to create a habit of planning. The day has 24 hours to all of us. But it's very, very important to know by the time you wake up until the time you finish your day, what are the targets that you have for the day. And you make a list. You start from the most important for you. So you need to identify which is the most important targets that you have for the day. And you put them on top. And the least important, they come at the end. And when you go to add, you start from the most important. It may happen that you don't manage to finish all the targets you set for the day, but at least you will manage to give more importance or to dedicate your time to the most important targets. And if you don't finish, then the following day, you can allocate time for the other targets. Hansi, help me.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Just to link onto that, I just want to focus specifically on finding time for your business. Because if you're part-time in this business opportunity, we all know when you start, you're already occupied all 24 hours. So now you must find the time somewhere during the week to do your business. And the first decision to make is how many hours per week are you going to dedicate to your business on a part-time basis? I would say not less than 5 hours a week. Go for that goal. At least 5 hours a week, and now you've got to decide, where you're going to fit in, and we get to that point a little bit later, but I just want to say, make the distinction between spare time and part-time. Spare time is, I guarantee you, you will never find the time. Part-time is, you take your diary, now in my case I use a physical diary, and you look at your whole week and you plot out the time where you're going to work on your business. If you don't do that, you never get around to it. And then the week passed and more, and people say, I've never done everything. I couldn't get to it. I'm too busy. We are not too busy. We lack planning. That's the challenge that we have. Remember, there are people running a whole country with 24 hours in a day. So plan properly, and that will make a big difference to do that.
Wow. Thank you so much. Good people, time management is what makes you successful if you learn to do it. Because like Hans was saying, we all get 24 hours, don't we? But you find that people that are busiest are making it in this business. And why? Because they know how to manage their time. And many of us have time wasters. We are spending time on what? Television. We are spending time on watching other people's statuses. We are spending time on newspapers. We are spending so much valuable time on useless things. And then we wonder why our businesses are not growing. They say money is important, but you can lose money and get it back again. But once the time is gone, you can never get it back. So that is why it is very, very, very important to value your time. I know our leader always tells us that you need to value how much are you worth. Look at how much you want to be making in this business per month and divide that with the days and with the hours per day. Then you'll get a value of your 1 hour. So if you are sitting down watching TV, then at least you know how much it is costing you. If you are sitting down gossiping instead of reading or doing something which is productive, then you know how much time how much it is costing you. So value your time. Very, very, very important. Thank you, my panelists. Let's go to the next one. I still want you to give more tips now on the time management. The money management. Since now we know about time, let's go to the money part. Yeah, go ahead, Alice.
Okay. I believe all of us, or at least the majority here, we are doing the business because we want to make money. And if we want to make money, it means that we have something that we want to buy with this money. It's just not to, put the money at the bank and just keep watching the money. No, I believe we have dreams and we want to fulfill those dreams through the money that we are making. So it's very, very important to all of us to learn at the beginning, from the beginning, how to manage the money that you are making in this business, especially in this business. I know some people have some other source of income, but we want to talk about the money that you're making in this business. When we start this business, we have heard from the previous panel, they were talking about why. Why is it important to know why your downline is starting the business? It's because from there you will know exactly the dreams and the aspirations that your downlines have. If it's a house, a car, or school for the kids, whatever. But at least you know, and you can quantify how much that person needs in order to achieve the dream. Now, if you know exactly how much you need in order for you to buy your dream or to fulfill your dream, then you need to know how much you're making every month and how much you need to save in order to achieve that target. When I started this business, when I joined it, I wasn't interested in building the business, but then without knowing, I realized I was already building a business and I was making money. Okay, and from there I had to start planning how to use my money. I come from a very humble beginning. My parents didn't have a lot of money, but I've seen my father, fulfilling a lot of things with that small money. But because he was a very, disciplined, yes. He was a man that used to plan everything. And thank God, he managed to achieve most of the things that he planned it for. So I learned from him. And I started with the dream chart. okay? And one of the things that I put on my dream chart is the house where I'm living now. Yeah. It's not easy to build a house. In order to build a house, you need a lot of money. But what I want you to understand is that you don't need to wait until you start making a lot of money in order to fulfill your dream. You can start slowly. The house where I'm living now, I didn't build it overnight. I started slowly, saving my money, knowing from the beginning how to manage my income from Neolife, separating the accounts, knowing the percentage that I put for saving, knowing the percentage that I put for my products account, and the percentage that I will separate for myself to keep my business going, you know? So differentiating the accounts where you store your money or where you put your money, it's very, very important. And knowing the things that you want to achieve also, it's very important. I'm talking about the dream chart. And also on your dream chart, you need to know exactly which are the first things that you want to achieve, you want to dedicate your money onto, okay? So the business, for me, it came as the most important thing the house. It came as the most important thing that I wanted to achieve. So let's say 90% or 80% of my income, I dedicated to the house. So I started saving the money. And to build a house, of course, you will need to have a lot of, all the tools and materials that you need to build the house. So I started, putting the money there and started storing the materials that I need to build the house, and then contracts the technicians that know how to build a house, and then we planned how we could start the project. And yeah, this is what I did, and the house today is there. It's beautiful. It's very comfortable. I just love my house. And it's not because I'm making a lot of money, okay? Remember, I'm just a world team member. I'm not yet a president team. I'm on my way to president team, but I'm a world team member. But with that income that I'm making as a world team member, because I learned how to manage, okay, I managed to build a house and buy many other things, okay, that I cannot mention here.
Wow. Now, I remember when I was brand new in the business and I get to a function, I was totally broke. Anybody can identify with me? So there was money for nothing. And isn't that amazing to achieve these great dreams? But I seek guidance as a starter because I didn't have money for stock. I didn't have money for travel. I didn't have money for anything. So there's a rule of thumb that we can just remember, and she referred to it, is when you start, you must first get a separate business account and separate it from your personal account. Don't mix them. From day one, have that discipline. Secondly, when you sell any products or when you go out there and you earn a bonus, you can follow this rule of thumb. 70% of it you put back in your business account. Why? That you can build up capital. Otherwise, you can travel nowhere. You cannot buy stock. You cannot do anything. You don't have capital because we started with zero capital, nothing. 10% of it you give away to anybody who needs it. 10% you save, and 10% you spoil yourself with. With my first bonus check, I could only buy myself an ice cream to spoil myself, and that was it. But if you keep that discipline, it will help you a lot to manage your money in the long run when you get to the bigger pins and the big incomes like she has.
Wow, that is awesome. Because this is wealth of information. If you cannot handle the 100 rand that you have, even if you are given 1 million, you'll not be able to handle it. But once you have principles in place that are guiding you, I can tell you, you are going to go places. Yeah, in my language, they have a saying to say that money is not for the receiver, it's for the one who knows how to handle it. So in other words, if you have two people, one is earning 100,000, and per month they are spending 150,000. And you have somebody who's earning maybe 10,000, but they are only spending 8,000 and they save 2,000. This one is richer. Then the one who's getting thousands, but they are even spending more than those thousands. And a tip that I also learned from our Diamond directors, which I thought it really very, very helpful, is you can never buy yourself rich. You can never buy yourself rich. So don't even go there. Just do the discipline that you need. Wow, I see our time is going. Let's talk quickly about our planning. Practical tips on how you do your plans of action, please. Monthly, weekly, daily, that kind of a thing.
Okay, for myself, I'm now in a situation where I'm trying to fit to another lifestyle. Because when running this business, I was doing it part-time, but now I'm shifting to full-time. So I'm learning now how to manage my time and how to plan my day. Because now I will be, running my business full-time from the morning up until I go to sleep. So I'm coming a present him now. Okay. Okay, but basically I dedicate, from the morning when I wake up, I set up the time that I used to go to the office and work, I'm dedicating to my business. We are having, every day we are having events like training sessions, we are having business opportunities. So I make sure I participate and invite guests to those business meetings, and I run training sessions with my team and my downlines as well. And of course, I dedicate time also for personal growth, which is very important. Mostly I use the time before I sleep. I dedicate time to read books and listen to CDs and all things that can motivate me. In the morning also, I use time to, spend some time with myself and prepare myself for the day. And yeah, those are the things that I'm doing now, okay? I'm still adapting myself to the new way of living.
I will just like a short comment and you can conclude for us. I'm watching the time also. I just want to say there's not much time now to elaborate on all the practical things, but I just want to say the most important thing is, as I said in the beginning, make sure you look in your diary, you allocate the time every week that you can put in, use to build your business, and then you start filling it with all the important activities that needs to be done. Personal growth, contacting people, building your name list, following up people, all those kind of important things that needs to be done, you start filling it in. And if you keep that discipline week after week, you will see how it will make over time a big difference on how your business is going in a direction, and you see more and more results. But make sure you allocate the right time.
Wow, I don't think I can add more. Think on paper, plan on paper, and follow up on your plan. Then you'll see things are going to happen. God bless you, and thanks to my panel.